Hey guys, Tia bringing you another review on Hollywood Exes, episode 3. Alright, let's get started. Here we go. First thing starts off with Nicole and Jessica. And they're outside walking. And Jessica starts talking about Jose. That she basically decided to let Jose move in with her and Josie. And that they're gonna live together. She also talks about how she's going to turn Jose into her cabana boy, her nanny. She says she's going to put him to work, and she's going to have him make up for not paying child support and for not being in Josie's life. Okay, side note. Jessica, boo-boo, that's the wrong thing to do. You're trying to make up for something that you can't get back. Now, you let him not pay child support. That's a decision you tried to make, but you can't have him make up for it now by doing this. Either let that man pay his back child support or let it go and don't worry about it. Now you're trying to say, oh, I'm going to make him do this and do that, like you all upset. Can't work both ways. Either let it go or make him pay financially when he's on his feet. But to say to do it like this, so stupid, girl. But anyway, on a side note, so Nicole tells Jessica that she needs therapy, that maybe she should go and see a therapist and work this out and talk about her feelings and what's going on in her life. And Nicole said that she will support Jessica's decision no matter what she does. So that ends the scene with them two. So you get to the next scene, which is Sheree. Sheree is at a chemistry lab. She's trying to promote this product that she's making called Whoop Ash. I'm sorry, y'all know. Whoop Ash. WOOPASH. Whoop Ash. And it's supposed to combat dry skin. And she's at the chemistry lab to test it out. Now, she's been having problems with this product. They've been doing the wrong samples. They can't seem to get it right. And this has been delayed, that been delayed. So she finally talks to the chemist and says, you know, I really want to get this out as soon as possible. And the chemist basically tells her that they can produce the product in a couple of months. So hopefully we will see some Whoop Ash before the season ends, and hopefully that'll get produced where we can all see it as well. So that ends the scene with her. You get to the next scene, which is Mate, Nicole, and Sheree. And they're all at Mate's house. Mate is basically just letting them know what happened with this matchmaker that she has named Samantha, and how she came in and she didn't like different things in the house, and this was dirty and this was tidy and this was not right and this was wrong. And Mate said she really got a little irritated by that, and she didn't like what the matchmaker was saying. And Nicole basically said that she doesn't need a matchmaker, while Sheree says that maybe the matchmaker sees things that Mate can't see, and that she's trying to help her so that she can be better at who she's trying to date, and then she can be successful in who she's dating. So Nicole says that she's going to try and see if she can fix Mate up with somebody. Lord, y'all, she do that? I can't wait to see that. So we're going to see if she fixes her up with somebody. We're going to see. So that basically ends the scene with them. You get to the next scene, which is Andrea and Mate. And they're at a ballet class. And Andrea is talking about being acclimated before she can open up her own dancing studio. So she meets up with Mate, and she says that they have so much in common. And she said that since Mate is into the dancing scene or the dancing field, she can help her find a place that she can open up. And Mate basically tells her that you need to check out the Millennium. It's this dancing company, dancing studio, who have all these different kind of clients, including famous people. And that if you want to try to open up your place, that's the place where you should start. So Andrea says, okay, we're on it. We got to go there. And so Mate agreed, and that ends the scene with the two of them. So get to the next scene, which is Sheree and Terrell, her husband. You see Sheree driving to see Terrell, her husband, which is 4.5 hours away. She clearly makes that a statement. He's in San Diego and she lives in LA. So she gets there, and her husband Terrell basically tells her that all that driving that she's doing is not good to do all the time. And they basically kind of argue back and forth about who should give up what city to be with who. Sheree feels that Terrell should give up where he is because she just feels like it would be better for him to move to LA. And Terrell feels that she should give up LA and move to San Diego to be with him permanently. He's like, well, I got this. He said, I hope God can show you the light and God will make the right decision. And he's basically saying, well, I hope you're the one that makes the decision to come be with me. And she feels the other way. So she said, well, we got to figure out something. So she said, hopefully we can make a decision and come together and everything will work out. And they kind of kiss and hug. So one wants the other to give up their spot to be with them. So we're going to see how that goes. Hopefully we'll see that before the end of the show ends. So that's the end of the scene with the two of them. You get to the next scene, which is Nicole and her friend Yolanda. Okay, Yolanda helps Nicole. I think she's her friend, but I think she also helps her with her jewelry designs. I think Yolanda got her own thing going, and I think she's also doing stuff with Nicole. And they're looking for this African man. They're in the car driving, and Nicole's like, I gotta find this African man. He's only here like a couple times a year. He sells stuff out in his van. I just gotta look for him. And it was such a funny scene because they're actually looking for this man in a van, which is where he does his business, and you just have to look for him. I guess he ain't got no phone number, no email, no nothing, y'all. Nothing. And you have to find him like that. So you see them looking for this guy. And she finally finds him with his van, up, and he got the bead. So her and Yolanda get out, and they look at different stuff, and they eventually make a deal with him and buy certain things to help with their jewelry line. Now, Nicole brought this man, she said was my taste friend. The guy's name was Big Sexy. She said she brought him for security reasons because she wanted to make sure if anything happened, he would protect the two of them. Now, for whatever reason, I guess they were on the bad side of town. It didn't look that way, but they were I guess they were on the bad side of town, and she wanted to make sure nothing happened with the two of them. So she brought Big Sexy with them. But you know, thankfully nothing happened, and everything was okay. They get the stuff and then they leave. So that ends the scene with the two of them. You get to the next scene, which is Mate and Sheree. They're outside hiking, y'all, and you know, Mate is basically the one that's doing all the talking. She brings up again how it's hard to deal with having a baby that died, that, you know, to have the end of not having a baby and the baby dying was so hard for her. She said that it's still a scar, and she said also what made it so bad with that was public knowledge that she had this baby and that the baby died and she no longer has a child. The child is not alive. And she basically talks about how it's just, it hurts her so much and it's just so hard for her to deal with. And that she said that she said that losing a child was scary, but she wants to try and have another one. I wish her so much luck because I figured this was going to come out in her story. She really wants to have a baby. I hope she has one. She's, like I said, she's getting a little older up in age, so she needs to kind of hurry up and get there if she really wants to have one. Personally, I don't know if she could personally have a kid because she's already had a child and the child died, and then she had another miscarriage. She might not be equipped to physically have a baby, but hopefully she'll have one because that's what she wants. So that basically ends the scene with her and Sheree. So you get to the next scene, which is Andrea and Tony. They're at a restaurant, and Andrea is basically telling Tony about the millennium and that she wants to open up her dance studio. And she's basically telling him, you know, I ain't gonna lie to you, my nerves are so shot, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I just need to open up this place. I hope Millennium accepts me, takes me in. I hope it just works out. And she basically just goes on about her being afraid and not knowing what's going to happen. And Tony basically just told her that he's going to do whatever he can for her. He's going to try and make it happen. And that ends the scene with the two of them. So you get to the next scene, which is Nicole and Jessica. And Nicole and Jessica are at a restaurant. Jessica compliments Nicole's necklace. And then she asks her about Eddie proposing to her. She's like, tell me how Eddie proposed to you. She said, I'm just curious. I want to know what happened. So Nicole kind of gives her a side look. She said, oh, okay. So she said, she goes to tell the story that basically Eddie simply came into the room, opened up a box, and showed her the ring and said, let's get married. And Nicole said, okay, and they got married. And, you know, Jessica was surprised. She said, that's what really happened? She said, I never would have believed that happened. She said, let me tell you what happened with me. And so she goes to tell the story of her and Jose getting engaged. And she said that Jose told her that if he ever proposed to her, he would give her one of her he would give her one of his pinky rings. And that once he gave it to her, he said, okay, we're engaged now. Aren't you happy? Don't you feel good that we're getting engaged? Does that make you happy? Does that make you feel good? And she was kind of like, you know, who does that? Who gives somebody a pinky ring? And why are you trying to justify so much? Am I happy because I gave you one of my pinky rings? But that's basically what she told Nicole. And you guys, Jessica goes to talk about Jose being good in bed. Now see, Jessica talks damn much, but anyway, she goes to tell Nicole how good he was in bed and talks about there's a certain way that you bend to get this sort of orgasm that you can get, and goes to try and show Nicole how to bend in a restaurant, y'all, in front of people. And Nicole's embarrassed and covering herself up, but she kind of makes this bending maneuver, and you know, she got Nicole embarrassed and laughing. And then Jessica basically says, you know, I need to get laid. Jessica, hell yeah, you in there humping your girlfriend or trying to bend her over to show her, girl, go on and get you some ding-a-ling and move on. Get you some quick, because you humping up your friend's leg and stuff. Okay, so that ends the scene with the two of them. Oh my Lord, y'all. You get to the next scene, which is Andrea and Tony, and they're at the Millennium and they meet the owner, black guy. I'm sorry, y'all, I didn't catch the name because I was trying to write these notes real quick. So they get there and they meet him, and she's basically telling the owner that she's looking for a facility so that she can open up her own dancing studio, and that she's had a dancing studio before, but she's moving here and she has to start fresh. And the owner's basically telling her that, okay, basically came to the right place and we're going to help you. It's all about marketing and just working together and just building an ally and things of that nature. Tony says that he wants to work side by side with Andrea, and that Andrea says it's haunting her because nobody knows who she is, so for her to start over and do this dancing thing will be so hard because they don't know who she is, whereas when she was in Chicago, people knew her. She had her business and she had her foundation, and you know, it wasn't hard to get clients or to keep clients. So she starts to cry and get upset, and the owner said that he was going to work with her and get her going and everything will be just fine. And she cried some more, and Tony said, see, I got you, everything's going to be fine. And she thanks the owner, and that basically ends the scene with them. So you get to the next scene, which is Jessica and Michelle. Michelle is Jessica's therapist. So Jessica starts talking about Jose, and she's saying that Jose is the most pressing part of her life, and she goes to tell her therapist Michelle about them moving in together and being there for their daughter Josie. And she also said that the cheating and the lying was what hurt her the most in the marriage, and the fact that he would never admit it until years later that he did do this. And Michelle, her therapist, basically said that he put her in an unfair position. And Jessica basically says that she maybe is still in love with Jose. Even through her second marriage, she still felt the same way, and that she never really got over him. And then Michelle basically tells her that she doesn't want her to be in a compromising position, and that pretty much ends the scene with the two of them. So you get to the next scene, which is Nicole and Yolanda, and they're showing they're having a viewing of their jewelry. So Mate, Jessica, and Sheree all show up to this viewing, and Nicole basically says she doesn't want to spend the rest of her life being Eddie Murphy's ex. So like I said, Mate shows up and Sheree shows up, and they see all their jewelry and they really like it. They give her a compliment. They tell her they think it's really pretty. And you know, Andrea shows up as well. She says, "Oh girl, I'm so proud of you. You did a good job. That's my little mama." And she gives her a hug. She said, "This is really nice." You know, and Sheree said, "This is nice too." And then Sheree kind of was like, yeah, what's your family discount? What's your family discount? Can I put some on layaway?" And Yolanda and Nicole said, "Yeah, we'll see about that. We'll work with you. We'll see what we can do." I don't know if she was serious or not, but she said it. But anyway, that pretty much ends the scene with them. So you get to the next scene, which is Andrea and Mate, and they're at the beach, and Andrea is basically saying she's not eating, she's not sleeping because of the situation with her trying to start over and opening up her dance club. And she's talking about the millennium. She's saying, you know, millennium seems to be good, but she's not sure. She's basically still scared, and she's worried about getting students in general and just starting over. And she just really wants to dance, and she's just tired of being R. Kelly's wife. And, you know, she starts to cry, and, you know, Mate tries to comfort her. And Mate basically says that she understands what it's like, and Mate goes to talk about how people would come to when she was in the store, people would ask her about her baby and how her baby was doing. And she said that it was so hard and it was so sad. And she was very tired and sad and angry. And she said that eventually she said she just didn't want to do it anymore. And she got over it, and she stopped being sad and angry and just tried to put it behind her. And that Andrea said that Mate has great strength, and she feels like she would make a great mother. And that was very nice that she said that. So you can tell that Andrea is still hurt, and I hope she can get that situation worked out, and, you know, she can be at peace and move forward. And you can still tell Mate is hurt too, and hopefully she can move forward. But I don't think she's going to be able to move forward until she gets that baby and that man in her life. That's what's holding her up. So you get to the last scene, which is Sheree, Mate, and Jessica, and they're at the restaurant. Okay, Jessica sits down and tells them that she's so unhappy and she's so upset, and they're like, "What's going on?" She said, "I got some bad news. I don't even know where to begin." And so she begins to tell them that Jose had called her and let her know that he had got an independent job in Boston and he won't be moving in with her and Josie after all. And she said she was upset and she was pissed and she was hurt and she didn't know how to take it. Mate said that Jose was a douchebag. She said, "I'm sorry, I have to say like that, but he's a douchebag." And Jessica said, "No, it's okay, I understand what you're saying." And she said that she's hurt, and that she's hurt mainly for doing this to their daughter Josie, and that she felt a little 10% happy that he was going to move in, that she just had this happy feeling about that. But then she said that now it's all over, and she's basically saying she's going to have to backpedal, and she's going to have to get on and move on without her and Josie going to get on and move on without Jose being in their life like that. And everybody, that is my review for this episode. Well, the next episode is going to be pretty interesting. Jose and Jessica are going to talk, and they're going to kind of get into it about him taking this job and some other stuff that's going on as well. So everybody, that is it. Don't forget to comment, rate, and if you're not a subscriber, then please subscribe to my channel, okay? Alright everybody, I hope y'all have a good day. Hope you have a good evening, and until the next video, I hope to see you there, alright? Thanks for watching, and take care. Alright everybody, take care. Bye-bye.